So the chains are all hooked up. Now let's get to pulling, guys.
Horsepower Hobby.
Welcome back to Horsepower Hobby. In today's video, we're going to talk performance mods for the 05 Cummins. So a couple of videos ago, I spoke to you guys about the Banks performance package that we were going to install on the 05 Cummins that will increase the horsepower to about 103 more horsepower. Unfortunately, we have another issue that has arose. But in fixing this issue, we will better prepare ourselves for that 103 horsepower that the Banks package will add to this 05 Cummins. And it'll be a whole lot better if we fix the issue first. The issue that I'm speaking of is the injectors on the vehicle. I believe we have one that's maybe sticking open on startup, and it gives a little bit of hesitation every now and then. So I believe it'd be best to fix that issue first before we proceed with trying to put down massive power with the 05 Cummins. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So as you can see, it puffs out a lot of smoke and it has some hesitation to it. And it only does this for about the first maybe 5 minutes of starting. And then after it warms up a little bit, it performs normal for the most part. So as you guys can see, all the vibration and stuff. And like I said, it tends to clear out a little bit after it gets going good. Sorry about the noise in the background. I'm actually experiencing a home renovation. So let's move on with the Cummins. So I'm going to give it a spin around the block just to show you guys how it behaves. And then I'm going to share with you the future of this 05 Cummins build. So as you can see, it kind of smooths out a little bit as we get going and as the engine warms some. Still has power and picks up for the most part. Every once in a while I'll experience a little bit of a hesitation. So it's something I've been kind of dealing with, and it wasn't doing it every time before. It's just kind of a recent thing that it does it a lot now. So I'd like to get that issue addressed, especially when talking about putting down power. Well, what we're going to do to the truck will be a performance mod. Actually, it's going to add a whole lot of power. So we're going to go from the stock injector to, well, I'll show you guys here in a second. Let's continue on with this test drive. So like I said, it does still have plenty of power, but I think I've noticed something. It kind of puts it in the limp mode a little. The overdrive kind of, every once in a while it hesitates to go into overdrive, so it doesn't build the boost as hard as it could. But let's show you guys. Maybe, like I said, it is still plenty of power, but we like to make a whole lot more. So we definitely need to address this issue with fuel. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but ABS lights are still off. It still makes plenty of power there. So now I'm about to go back home and give you guys the rundown on what we're going to do to the Cummins. I'm going to let you know what kind of mods and what type of things we're going to do to the Cummins in the very near future. Let's get to it. So guys, before we go home and I give you the breakdown on what exactly we're going to do to the Cummins, I had an idea here just sitting at the red light. How about, since I own a couple of tractor trailers, let's just go and hook up the one to see how much power this Cummins makes. Let's see if it'll pull the actual tractor with an injector down. Let's go give it a shot. So guys, just made it over to the tractors, And let me get everything kind of situated and get hooked up to them, and I'll see you guys in a sec. So guys, we got everything into position. Now let's hook up the chains and let's get to pulling. So the chains are all hooked up. Now let's get to pulling, guys. So as you guys can see, the Cummins pulls that tractor trailer with ease. Didn't even break a sweat. So it still has plenty of power. So because of that, the little injector issue that it has on startup has been very easy to just overlook. But we're gonna get that thing fixed for good. So let's get to the house, that way I can show you guys what we have in store for the 05 Cummins. So guys, just made it back home. So let's go inside so I can show you what we have planned for the future of this 05 Cummins build. So guys, I made it to my home office and currently on the Banks Power website. And let's take a look at a few items that I placed in the cart a couple of days ago. Just been trying to figure out this fuel issue before we actually order them. But let's take a look at what we have in the future plans for this Cummins build. So we have a 4-inch exhaust, and that should sound pretty good. This is for the 04 to 07 Dodge Ram with 325 horsepower, the diesel. We also have in the cart a 6-gun diesel tuner, a super scoop, and a cold air intake, which brings our total to a little under $2,000. So we're looking to order these parts in the future as soon as we can, I guess, sort out this fuel issue. As far as the fuel injectors, we've been looking at 100 horsepower injectors because I was told by the mechanic that's going to be swapping all this out for me that it'd be best to go with the 100 horsepower. That way we can get the maximum performance, especially by us putting a tune and other modification parts. We want to be able to get all the performance out of this diesel. So as you can see, you know, by pulling the tractor, it still does have plenty of power, but we're going to be able to make a whole lot more power. So just with the Banks tune, the exhaust, and the cold air intake with the scoop, it should put the truck around 103 horsepower in the positive, meaning it's going to gain about 103 more horsepower and about 235, or maybe he said 253 more foot-pounds of torque. So that should put us well over 800 and something foot-pounds of torque, which would be amazing for that truck because it currently makes stock around 610 foot-pounds of torque. So that'll bump it up pretty significantly. And I'm not sure if the 100 horsepower injectors will increase the horsepower more. If that is the case, that would be absolutely amazing. But I do think that with putting that tune on it, it would allow that injector to spray enough to keep up with the actual tune. So that's the plan for the actual future of the Cummins. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like it. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button and hit the push notification bell so that you can get all the awesome content I come out with in the future. Until next time.